Let's start by spending some time talking about accountability itself and the actual concept. Now, most people have some form of a negative association to the word accountability. It's what happens when things go wrong, when somebody makes a mistake and we have to hold them accountable. I think it's important that we break this myth around difficult or awkward conversations. It's not that you never have to have a difficult or awkward conversation. It's that the vast majority, they're only that way because we skipped a bunch of much easier conversations that we should have had earlier on. So it's really important to step back from the associations that we've had about feedback and coaching up to this point. And remember that the vast majority of our negative association to accountability might just be that we've never seen it done well, ever in our life. Here's our definition of accountability, and it's really about the upholding of a goal and how do we support one another to get where we want to get to, both at the level of the team, but also for our own individual, professional, and personal development. You can't hold everybody accountable for every single thing, but on the whole, is there a culture where people have responsibility and accountability to do certain things, and there are consequences when they don't do them? Not that there's no empathy, not that there's no understanding, but your team has goals that it has to reach. The organization has ambitions that it has to keep up with. So try to hold accountability with a bit of an open hand. Keep a high standard. Hold your expectations at the right place and have the conversations that you need to have so that people are positioned to do the things that they need to do and that there are consequences when they don't do them. We're going to talk in this course of how to guide conversations and to shape a culture of accountability so that people get the feedback that they need when they need it and they move to a more accountable place over time. Like most things when it comes to becoming a great people leader, what you say is the smaller part of what you need to do. It's how you are that's going to make the biggest difference. So if you're looking to create a culture of accountability, it all comes down to you holding yourself accountable for doing the things that you said you were going to do. And even more than that, to remember that when you're having accountability conversations with one person, the rest of your team is watching. They may not be in the one-on-one with you. They may not know exactly what that conversation is about, but they talk amongst each other and they know whether you're the type of leader who holds people accountable, who's clear about their expectation, who shows up and is willing to receive feedback yourself. And that's going to inform the culture that you create and how you are perceived as a leader over time and throughout your career. Here are three of the main benefits that you'll see when you start to shift accountability on your team. First, the people on your team are going to get feedback and coaching from you in a way that they haven't before. You're going to learn how to have conversations earlier, to talk about what you see in a less intense and less authoritative way, to just call it out, to make observations, and to ask questions. And that's going to have the effect on your team of them feeling like, oh, my manager really cares about my growth and development. And that's going to put them in a position to more deeply engage and take ownership of their work and their role. The second benefit is for you. What most leaders and managers tend to do is we accumulate or we absorb all of the feedback that we know we should give, but we don't really know how to give it. And so it builds inside of us and we don't know exactly what to do. So we internalize it. And it's that internalization of the emotion and the frustration and the worry and the concern. That's really what I want you to let out, but not to let it out in the form of frustration or being aggressive with people or working around them, but by having direct, honest, kind, and empathic conversations, not just for them, but for you. Here's the third and most important benefit of shifting accountability on your team and the way you have these conversations is that when you have to let people go, which you will as a leader and manager throughout your career, you'll do it with a clear conscience because you'll know that you've given feedback, that you've tried to coach, that you've brought the conversation back multiple times and you've given that person every opportunity to succeed. So if you have to let them go, or if they move on for whatever reason, you'll be able to move on from that situation as a leader with a clear conscience. The key framework you're going to learn in this course is the accountability dial. Everybody talks about accountability, but very few leaders and managers do it well. In this course, we're going to give you all of the skills and help you build the confidence to have the development conversations, to give the feedback that your people are really hungry for. And we're going to show you how to do that in a way that balances the business results while at the same time giving the people on your team the personal and professional development opportunities that they're craving. So that's what we're going to show you how to do today, how to do it well, how to give feedback, how to start, manage, and complete accountability conversations in a way where defensiveness is not required, that's based in curiosity, that's based in your care for another human being, that's based in generosity. When the accountability dial becomes the way your team communicates with one another, and again, not just for you as the manager with your direct reports, but for everyone, the quality of the work improves, the pace of the work improves, and the way people feel about their experience of work changes for the better.